think it's no longer around the question, what can you do? But it's actually, what is the decision that you can be trusted with to make, right? So if you think about the AI doing some of the work for you, then what is your role and what are you trusted to decide?
Yeah, you still need to interact with people and have all of those soft skills that are so important as well. But the point that you made about it normally takes you years, decades to build up all of this experience.
One of the things that they are telling us is that it's not only about using AI to be more efficient or faster, but actually not dehumanize. So make sure that it stays human.
Welcome, I'm Eleanor Hill, Treasury Editor at Trade Treasury Payments, and I'm delighted to be here for iCaesar's 100th in Vienna. And I'm joined today by Nicole Pieterse, who is Global Chief People Officer at Swiss Re. And we're going to be talking about all things people, of course, and skills and how it's evolving. So Nicole, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you, Eleanor. It's great to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. We've got so much to talk about though, and we can't not talk about technology and of course AI. I'm sure it's in every conversation you're having at the moment. But how do you see it changing trade credit insurance and reinsurance industry? What might it look like in 10 years' time? What might surprise us about the way that we're working?
Well, I do think work is changing faster than at least in recent history. We know that it has changed, of course, more in the past as well. And that is something that is incredibly exciting, but can also be a bit nerve-wracking for people. Yeah. I think the jobs are no longer that sort of clearly defined. So the work is more fluid. The world is also more complex, so it's more decentralized. And therefore, there is a lot more fluidity in how we work today. So I would believe that we are going to be much more outcome focused than what is the job that you're actually doing. And I think it's no longer around the question, what can you do? But it's actually, what is the decision that you can be trusted with to make, right? So if you think about the AI doing some of the work for you, then what is your role and what are you trusted to decide?
Yeah, which is exciting because it's much more strategic and you're not having to do all of that boring donkey work that can be automated away. Yeah. But also, like you say, the level of trust is changing hugely. So it's quite exciting. But hopefully it might help with attracting some more talent to the industry because we're all here, we're in good company. We all know about trade credit insurance and reinsurance. But for people outside of the industry, I think maybe it has a bit of a reputation or a perception that people don't understand. Yeah. So how do we go about countering that? How do we attract more young talent? And then how do we keep them once we've got them?
Yeah, I think this is one of those jobs or industries or specialisms where if you meet people, they're totally excited to be part of it. And I think we somehow have lost a little bit the narrative of explaining what the job is actually all about. But if I see AI as an opportunity to accelerate also the learning path for people, that's an opinion. Not sure everybody can see it yet because it's a different way of learning. And we traditionally, of course, build up experience and judgment over multiple decades, actually, in this field. And we need to accelerate that to attract the younger generation. And we need to give them opportunity to grow, be transparent. And one of the things that they are telling us is that it's not only about using AI to be more efficient or faster, but actually not dehumanize. So make sure that it stays human and a fun place to work.
Yeah, you still need to interact with people and have all of those soft skills that are so important as well. But the point that you made about it normally takes you years, decades to build up all of this experience, I think is so important, particularly when we look at those entry-level jobs and how we train people to the proper standards. So with that, what kind of skills do you think we need to be investing in for the future of the industry? And how do we balance doing the training in-house or just bringing those skills in from outside?
Yeah, besides that, I do believe that it remains a very sort of client-centric, judgment, decision-made industry that's quite intense on experience and depth of experience. I do, however, think that the fluidity and the desire, the need to be sort of more focusing on the priorities that is constantly shifting requires people to have learning agility, being willing to get feedback, being open to feedback. So we talk about coachability, being able to be coachable.
Okay.
It's probably for that generation in particular very important. And for us to learn from each other and sort of continuously challenge how we are looking at things is sort of this 360 view is very important.
Oh my goodness, coachability. Okay, that's one I'm going to take away. I think it is very difficult, isn't it? And, getting people to take feedback in a not negative way, in a constructive way, is not always easy. Some people are kind of naturally built like that, others not so much, but lots for us to focus on. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us today for this C-Suite series. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.